Let's look very closely into the water. Sometimes the reflections of the water play tricks on us. But if we look with attention, we can see the things under the water. What are these? Are these rocks? Are these underwater mountains? These things that look like rocks are not rocks. These are manatees. They look like rocks because they stay still underwater for long periods of time while they sleep. Only every 20 minutes they float to the surface of the water, tip out their noses and breathe. This breath will be enough for them to continue with their deep dreams for another 20 minutes. The manatees are considered the least wild of wild animals, since they are very peaceful vegetarian animals that do not need to hunt on other animals to survive. And the curious thing is that there are no other animals that want to eat them either. These animals are mammals. Do you remember what this means? This means that manatees like you and me depend a lot more on our mothers when we are born. The mothers of the manatees, just like ours, feed the babies with the milk produced on their mammary glands. Mothers are very caring, and they teach the babies how to swim to the surface, where to find food, and where to go when it gets cold. We could say that manatee mothers and our mothers are much alike when they take care of us. It's believed that manatees had evolved from four-legged land animals and that for some reason they decided to live in the water and their bodies adapted to this type of life. That is why the closest relative of a manatee it's not a fish and it's not a whale, even though they might look alike. The closest relative of the manatee is the elephant. Let's compare these two animals. An adult manatee can weigh up to 500 kilograms, while an elephant can be 7,500 kilograms. Manatees live up to 80 years old, while elephants only live until they are 70 years old. The length of the manatee's body can measure from 3 to 6 meters, while the elephant's trunk measures up to 3 meters. Now, let's look into the things that these animals have in common. Both are mammals. Both have a thick protective skin. And both are wonderful animals. Not all the manatees are the same. In this moment, there are 4 different species of manatees. The West African manatee, Trichechus senegalensis, that lives in the west coast of the continent. The Amazonian manatee, Trichechus iningus, that live in the east coast of America, in the Amazonian rivers. The dwarf manatee, Trichechus bernardi, that lives also in the Amazonian region, and it is believed to be very similar to the Amazonian manatee, only smaller. And the West Indian manatee, Trichechus manatus. It lives in the coastal areas and rivers of the Caribbean Sea and the Gulf of Mexico. Florida, a state in the United States, is globally known for its fabulous attractions and fantastic parks filled with important characters from the movies and the television. Tourists come from all over the world to enjoy the magic of these parks and the excellent warm weather all year round. But Florida is also a great place with natural spaces, and lots of animals benefit from it because this is a place that provides them with food, protection, and different ecosystems for their lifestyles. For example, Florida's coasts are very important for manatees, and they, as well as the tourists, come to Florida to enjoy the warm weather. In winter, when the waters start to get cold, the manatees search for warmer waters to refrain from the cold. The Chassahowitzka National Wildlife Refuge is the manatees' fall house. They travel around this Crystal River Bay, staying close to the warm waters and munching on seagrass beds that are in great abundance in this area. People travel from all over the world to see and swim with these creatures in their natural habitat. A lot of people make sure that the manatees are welcome in this area and that everyone respects them. It is a busy work every day, but it is necessary. They come in very big groups into this area, which is not a usual scene in other times of the year because they are very lonely swimmers, and normally only can be seen swimming together are a mother and its calf. To protect these animals, a lot of people work very hard looking for law enforcement that will legally protect them.
Save the Manatee Club is an organization dedicated to protecting manatees and their habitat. It was formed in 1981, and we do a variety of activities from educating children, adults, both in the United States and all around the world to try to better protect manatees.
Some of these laws are already established, and as soon as someone comes into the bay to share with these animals, the officers and tour shops make sure that people understand and follow all the regulations. Manatees are protected by 3 important laws. The Marine Mammal Protection Act of 1972, the Endangered Species Act of 1973, and the Florida Manatee Sanctuary Act of 1978. These laws are very important because these are mandatory and manatees can be legally protected. Along with these laws, there are additional regulations for boaters and swimmers. The manatee sanctuaries have different distinctive areas. If you see this sign, this means that it's very possible that manatees are swimming in large numbers in this area. Here, your boat has to go very, very slow. So slow that the boat has to be leveled with the water, allowing the boater to maintain a safe speed to steer away from manatees. This sign lets you know that manatees have chosen to rest without anybody bothering them. Make sure you do not enter into these areas because you can disturb all the manatees that are sleeping, and you could also get fined with a lot of money. There are other places where you can go to see the manatees, but always remember, never chase the manatees away. There are some manatees that don't like to be close to people, as contrary to others that might want to approach you and be close to you. So when you see a manatee, just observe and give them space. Waiting for them to approach you is the best way to interact with them. Never feed the manatees with any type of food or beverages you might have, since this could be very harmful for them and you will be disturbing their natural ways to obtain food from their environment. Don't throw any garbage into the water. And don't fish, because the manatees can get caught on this. These are simple rules you can follow to enjoy a great experience with this magnificent animal in their natural environments. Always show respect to them, and they will always be very thankful with you.
I think that for kids, the most important thing to know is that you can make a difference. So I think realizing that no matter where you live, we're all part of one planet. Everything's interconnected, our waters, our species, the land. It's a big world, but at the same time, it's a really small world, and we all have a role to play in protecting it.
Children should just learn as much as they can about what manatees are like, how are they important for the environment, and they have a lot of relevant importance in the environment. There's a lot that they do for nature and people. And we could do the same, we can pay back, do the same thing for them to reestablish this population the way that the manatee deserves to be reestablished. Bring back that population to the high numbers when humans and manatees once coexisted peacefully.
Save the Manatee Club and the Chassahowitzka National Wildlife Refuge have great ideas for you to get involved and help save the manatees.